During the flight attendant took off her stockings in front of the passengers and even asked them to do the same. "Miss, please take off your stockings, it's okay, right?" "Ah no, they have to be taken off." The reason they asked everyone to remove them was because of a malfunction in the plane's landing gear, which forced an emergency belly landing. If a fire broke out, the nylon stockings would stick to the skin and cause burns. The flight attendants also asked passengers to remove their jewelry. They didn't know that the remaining fuel on the plane was running low and would not last much longer. After passengers learned they would be making an emergency landing, some began praying, some hugged their loved ones, and others lost control and started screaming. Some, however, calmly wrote their wills. This was the real-life event that shocked the world. On September 10, 1998, at Shanghai Hongqiao Airport, an MD-11 aircraft carrying 137 people took off. However, after the captain retracted the landing gear, a red warning light for the gear malfunction came on. The captain asked the co-pilot to open it again, but the red light still remained. The captain sensed something was wrong and reported the situation to the control tower. They decided to turn the plane around and return to the airport. The flight attendants only informed the passengers that there was an issue, but when they heard that the plane was turning around, some passengers started complaining, thinking that their evening was ruined. Even though they were returning to the airport, they didn't dare to land immediately. The technical team rushed to the ground to inspect the situation and confirm the landing gear malfunction. Quickly, the company's leaders, including the president and even the mayor, gathered in the control room. Engineer Lu Yuan, who was the lead coordinator of the operation, first thought it might be an issue with the hydraulic system, but after trying it out, the warning light remained unchanged. So, Lu quickly proposed a second plan. If they rapidly descended from a higher altitude, then quickly climbed again, they could try to force the landing gear out. The captain immediately started to climb, reaching several thousand meters. The huge turbulence caused panic among the passengers. However, even after trying this approach, the red light remained glaring. At this point, Lu had to propose a final solution. If they opened the rear landing gear and tried to land on the rear, it might force the front landing gear to come down. The captain immediately told the flight attendants to calm the passengers and have them move to the rear of the cabin. This wasn't just to add weight in the back, but also because if something went wrong, the front of the plane would hit the ground first, and the cockpit and front cabin would take the first impact. Hearing that they had to move to the back, the passengers immediately started to panic, thinking that something had gone terribly wrong with the plane. However, one passenger, a factory manager, unbuckled his seatbelt and said to the flight attendants, "Let me just say one thing. When you throw the black box out of the plane, can you throw my money out as well?" He explained that he had 802,450 renminbi in his suitcase, which wasn't his own money, but rather the workers' compensation for his entire factory of 1,000 employees. He asked them to pass the money to his workers. At that moment, a wealthy businessman who had been agitated earlier was found sitting in his seat, refusing to move to the back cabin. He seemed to have accepted his fate in panic. The flight attendant, seeing him in distress, comforted him as if caring for a child. "It's okay. Be calm, follow me." The flight attendants were trained to stay calm in these situations, but deep down they also felt fear. However, they had to maintain composure to calm the others. Their fragile bodies became the pillars that held up the rest. They instructed passengers on the emergency brace position, legs apart, arms crossed, and heads tucked in the arms. This would help reduce the impact during a crash. Eventually, the captain slowly approached the runway for the final attempt at landing. The plane's rear wheels touched the ground with a loud thud, causing violent shaking. The plane briefly ascended again, but the captain remained focused, keeping control despite the sweat dripping down. The flight attendants repeated safety instructions, urging everyone to stay calm. It was a race against time, with death looming just seconds away. On the ground, firefighters and ambulances were waiting. The emergency slides were deployed as passengers rushed to safety. The flight attendants helped to evacuate the passengers as quickly as possible. After all the passengers were safely off the plane, the flight attendants reunited with the captain, who was exhausted, sitting in his seat. They had all survived the life-threatening ordeal. The movie Emergency Landing is based on this real event from September 10, 1998. It depicts the collective strength and human spirit in moments of crisis. It celebrates teamwork, responsibility, and professional courage, showing how individuals and groups can overcome life-threatening challenges through calmness, expertise, and cooperation. The film honors the civil aviation profession and demonstrates the courage of human beings to create miracles through unity and wisdom in extreme situations.
Da da